Hi, my name is Caleb Holland, and the question that I researched was, to what extent do government regulations on big businesses in America impact their profitability? So, I arrived at this question based off the two stimulus materials. One of them is this picture in the right-hand corner of my slide, and the other is the article from the Pew Research Center. And in both of these stimulus materials, there are aspects of people's lives that are being regulated by the government. In this case, it's their privacy. In the article from the Pew Research Center, it's their freedom of speech. And all these regulations led me to wonder, what else does the government regulate and what impacts does that have? So with my interest in economics, I thought about the question of, to what extent do government regulations on big businesses in America impact their profitability? So through my research, I concluded that in the short run, the regulations on the businesses actually hurt their profits, but in the long run, when all the big businesses are working in conjunction in the economy, the profitability increases. So overall, regulations are a good thing. So to start off, I started with antitrust laws, and my perspective from this was William Markham, who is a trial attorney in San Diego who works with antitrust laws, both civil and criminal. And Markham says that the antitrust laws are put in place to induce robust competition in the economy. And with this competition, businesses can't take advantage of the consumers, and because of this, the consumers are buying their prices and their profitability will overall increase based off the competition. And then environmental regulations. There was a French researcher named Antoine, who is a senior researcher at the London School of Economics and Political Science, and he states that there are big benefits in the long run that come from environmental regulations, and some of these benefits work in the same way that the antitrust laws do. The environmental regulations can spur competition in the economy, and as well as competition, it also spurs innovation. When big businesses are prevented from being able to produce and make more factories because of the pollutants that they put in the environment, it makes them, with the competition between other businesses, they need to innovate and make clean technology so they can keep their profits up and keep their business running. So environmental regulations, with that sense of competition and innovation, it helps in the long run. And then lastly, taxes. This aspect is the most controversial, as it's really it's not black and white at all on whether taxes are helpful or non-helpful. But from Joel Selmrod, who is a professor at the University of Michigan, an economics professor, says that lower taxes actually leads to lower revenues, and that higher taxes will, in the long run, mean more revenue. So with all of this research, it may be logical to think that the best solution would be to keep regulating all these businesses in every aspect of the business so that the profits will go up. But this solution has a lot of implications, including the implication that with all these regulations, with all these multiple regulations, that the business will become more and more profitable, but there comes a point when there are more problems than there are profits, and the business can't get out of this time of hurt. So a more logical conclusion would actually be to use these government regulations as a stabilizer in the economy. As you can see on this graph on my slide, the business cycle goes up and down through good times and low times. These low times are recessions, and a good way to use these regulations in the research that I found would be to, when we notice that the economy is starting to go down into a recessionary period, we start to put these small regulations in place to induce the competition, innovation, and success in the big businesses so that we never reach that recessionary period and we just keep going and try to stay out of the recession. But there is an extent that we cannot keep regulating, because that will end up hurting the business and not letting them be able to innovate or spur competition in the economy, because they'll be at fault by so much. But this solution has the limitation that we have to know as an economy when those signs are coming up of a recessionary period and when it's too late to start regulating. Because if it's too late, then we need to actually deregulate and get the economy moving again. But that's only a short-run fix, and it won't last long in the long run. In the long run, the way to fix the economy is to add more regulations a little bit at a time, but not over-regulating the economy. Thank you for watching. I'm Caleb Holland, and this is my presentation.